Hello everyone and welcome back. After a 1 month hiatus for our Authors Festival, we are back with our self-care series. Today we are going to be working on a Rosemary Lemon Body Scrub. But as usual, before we get started, let's go over some of the ingredients you'll need in order to do the workshop. This recipe is relatively easy. It is 4 simple ingredients, and then we also have our supplemental supplies. So first of all, you'll need some type of oil. Today we are going to be using coconut oil. You're more than welcome to use castor, argan, or jojoba as well. We are going to be using some fine grade sea salts, and I'll talk a little bit more about the sea salt here in a bit. And then the other 2 things you'll need is some lemon essential oil as well as some rosemary essential oil. Just as an added bonus, I'm going to add some crushed rosemary just to give it some nice texture and a nice look to it. But it's not necessary for the recipe. You'll need some type of mixing bowl, 1/4 cup measuring cup, any type of stirring utensil, a spoon, a fork, or even a wire whisk. And then you'll need some type of storage container too as well. Preferably one that is sealable so that way the body scrub stays as fresh as possible. But with that, let's go ahead and get started with our workshop today. Okay everyone, so I have all of my supplies open from their packages. Make sure that all your seals are off. You want to make sure that everything is open and ready to use. So let me go ahead and put our seasonings to the side. The recipe is relatively easy. It's a 1:1:1:4 ratio, and I'll explain a little bit about the ratio here in a minute. But with your 1/4 cup, you're going to go ahead and measure out 1/4 of this fine grade sea salt. And you want to use fine. If you happen to use any other ones, kosher, coarse sea salt. Sorry, I'm just making sure that this is a little bit packed in. So kosher and coarse sea salt are the crystals are going to be kind of almost like chunks of ice, and that's going to be too rough on your skin. And then if you use regular table salt, it's tiny ice crystal or salt crystal, so it's not going to be effective. So you want fine grade sea salt. And you know what? For the heck of it, we're going to go ahead and double the recipe. Because I like body scrubs and making them myself. Add a little bit more. Alright. So once you have your sea salt into your mixing bowl, container, whatever you're using, you're going to go ahead and add the same amount of oil to salt. So again, I'm using coconut oil. So I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And the original recipe is 1/4. So again, we're just doubling it using a 1/2 cup. And then let's do rosemary first. You're going to add 1 drop for the original recipe, but we're going to go ahead and add 2 for this one. And then you're going to add 4 drops of lemon, which we're going to do 8 because we are doubling our recipe. And I may have accidentally added an extra drop of lemon, but that's fine. And then for decoration as well as texture, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of crushed rosemary to the recipe. Give it a nice good shake. And then with your mixing utensil, you're just going to go ahead and mix everything together. And you kind of want to make a nice paste, mixing all the ingredients together. It looks like I have just a little bit too much coconut oil. So what I'm going to do to counterbalance that is go ahead and get my sea salt again. And just go ahead and add a little bit more. And I use the word little loosely because I added a lot. And you're more than welcome to experiment with the ratios and find what works best for you. The original recipe is available on our website, which I'll put down in the link or the description of the video. Just adding a little bit more essential oils, because I really love the smell combination that we have here. And it still looks a little bit too runny. So I'm trying to absorb some of that coconut oil. That is actually looking way much better. Still a little too much coconut oil here. I think we could have did a half a cup of sea salt and then 1/4 cup of coconut oil, or even an eighth. There we go. That's kind of the consistency that we want. And then just for added texture, add a little bit of crushed rosemary in there too as well. Okay, and up next, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use this body scrub. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use a body scrub if you're relatively new to this. I have a couple extra paper towels, but I suggest that you use a towel or a rag to dry yourself off. It is best to do this while taking a shower, so that way most of it goes into the shower drain. But if you want, you can do this in the sink too as well. So I'm going to use my hands and dip my hand. Normally you would use a faucet, but I want to show you how to use a scrub. So you get your hands nice and wet. And then with your scrub, if you're scooping this out of your bowl like so, you just gotta get a spoon. If you have it in a container, you just use your hands to scoop it out. But I think I also got too much. No, it's too little. So once you have a good decent size, again, that seems like too much. I'm just gonna leave it. It's either too much or too little. But once you have everything, the scrub ready to go, all you have to do is just gently rub your hands together. And what the salt does is it acts as an exfoliator, so it gets rid of the dead skin cells onto from your hands or your body, wherever you're using it from. And then the coconut oil helps moisturize your hands too as well. And then the essential oils are just basically there to make it smell nice. You don't necessarily have to use rosemary and lemon. You can do different, almost said flavor, different smelling combinations. I know one of my favorite is using lavender. And I like to pair lavender with other subtle oils too as well, like peppermint and orange. Like I said, normally you would use a faucet to do this, but all you have to do is wash the body parts that you're using it on. I'm not making a mess already. And once you have all the salt and most of the coconut oil off, you're going to go ahead and get your towel or rag, and you're going to slowly but gently pat your hands dry. Don't rub your hands, because then you're getting rid of most of the coconut oil off of wherever you're using this. I wish I can show you a before and after to show you what my hands look like, but you can always tell just by running your fingers across the area you use it, that it's gone a little bit softer. And daily usage, your hands and wherever you use this is just to get softer and softer, getting rid of all the dead skin cells, and to help moisturize your skin too as well. Now, after you're done using your body scrub, like I did just not too long ago, and my hands feel nice and soft, whatever you have left over, you're going to go ahead and put it into a sealable container. And make sure your container is large enough for however much you're storing. If not, then you're going to have to grab a family member or even yourself and use as much as possible before packaging. But it looks like all of this scrub is going to fit into our container, which is really nice. And once you have your scrub into your container, all you have to do is seal it. I suggest getting a piece of tape or even a sticker, write in the date you made it, so that way you know how long it's good for. Generally, these body scrubs that you make at home is good for about a month, depending on what ingredients you used. Sometimes they can last longer, sometimes they don't last as long, so do keep that in mind. But again, 1 month approximately, and make sure you write the dates and maybe also the ingredients that you used. Thank you very much for joining me on today's self-care series episode. Today we focused on a Rosemary Lemon Body Scrub using 4 ingredients: coconut oil, fine grade sea salt, lemon essential oil, and rosemary essential oil. And as an added bonus and for decoration, we added a little bit crushed rosemary into the mix too as well. If you have any ideas for future self-care content, you're more than welcome to put it in the comments down below, or just calling us and letting us know. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to all of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and much more. We have a catalog of our videos from Authors Festival, just to recap everything. So you're more than welcome to take a look at that, and it's available on YouTube. All you have to do is search for the name of the library. With that, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and thank you for joining us.